here and you were 24, did you leave a bae at home?
Ooh.
Do you remember? Was there anyone like, oh my God, please take me with you, baby?
There was a couple. Not too many.
Don't go to America without me.
There was a couple. There was a couple. Still like you though. Still like you. You're the one that got away.
Yeah.
There was a couple.
Were you scared?
I was scared shitless, yes.
What were you scared of?
I was scared of... I've always been scared of failure.
How long did you think you were going to stay in America before you went back to Kenya?
As long as it took me to graduate and walk down the aisle, say bye to some guys, go to Las Vegas, kick it one more time, and go to Kenya.
Really?
Yes.
So do you feel like you've been here for too long?
I've been here for too long. I don't feel like I know it.
I feel like people get caught up in the matrix, though.
You get caught up in the matrix. You wake up, it's a oh, how do I put it? It's you wake up, go to work, come back, do the same thing the next day. Next thing you know, 20 years have gone by.
Yeah.
Right.
God, I hate that. Lidos.
You've been to Lidos?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing in Lidos? Are you doing a show in Lidos? How the hell do you have? You're the legend.
It was a wild night. I was so fucked up. I was so fucked up, and I was with my homeboy. And like, I was just, you know how you be so fucked, you don't even know what's going on. So like, I woke up at 6 a.m. and like, I was in Lido's.
Oh my.
And I was like, yo, where am I, bro? And he was like, you good? Security here? Like, you good? Because I had my laptop in my backpack, so I was like, and he was like, you good? Right. So yeah, I was in Lido's.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's gonna be the green room after the show.
You feel like you're living the American dream?
Yes, I am living the American dream. American dream is exactly what you make it. Come on, I'm living the American dream regardless. Yeah.
I love that for you, King.
Oh yeah, I live the American dream. I am how do we put it? I enjoy life.
Don't want to waste my days. I want to spend them on enjoyment.
I enjoy.
You know that song? Yeah. You guys, this is the beginning of the beginning for me and my American series that I promised that you guys I would deliver. So thank you for having me in your house. I'm in DC. I just got the good treatment, you guys. This is a cider. This is a wild fermented cider, and I am doing portrait mode video, y'all. I got my iPhone. I got my new iPhone. And we're vibing, so cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for having me. I was actually looking forward to meeting with you the last time I was here.
Right.
But it was like a short amount of time. So it was like kind of hard for us to get it together. But I'm really glad that I have you here today.
I am glad to be here.
So, tell me, first of all, tell my audience what your name is.
So my name is Walter Moikobu Ochochi, depending on the time of day, I guess. As with everybody, I got a bunch of nicknames, but I usually go with Walter Moikobu. My screen name is Just Cook DC.
Just Cook DC.
Just Cook DC.
What does that mean?
So when I started posting on YouTube, actually Facebook. Yeah, so Just Cook was kind of like when you're looking for a name for a channel, and it's sitting there, I'm like, Just Cook. Just cook it. Just put it in the oven. Yeah, just put it in the oven, put it on the grill, just cook, and Just Cook style.
Okay, so what is like, so my channel, I can say I'm working on like bridging gaps, Pan-Africanism, exposing East Africa to African Americans. What is Just Cook?
It is Just Cook. So
just like
any parcel can get in for a kitchen, care of a store.
Hold on, you guys.
Representing.
Oh God! Oh God!
I'm representing.
Do you wear that every day?
And it is not your side.
Do you wear it every day?
I wear it every day.
Wow, I love that for you.
I wear it every day.
So how did you get? Were you born in Kenya?
I was born in Liberia.
In Liberia? How?
I was born in Liberia. My dad is Liberian. My mom is Kenyan.
Okay.
They met in Alaska.
Wow. So where's the Liberian wristband?
That is on its way.
I'm feeling some shade here.
So we actually moved from Liberia when I was 2 years old to Kenya. So I grew up in Kenya. I haven't been to Liberia since.
No.
Nah. So I don't have that connection with Liberia other than family members. That's about it. So my Liberian folks, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that on the other hand.
Well, no, the plan is for you to go to Liberia next year.
I was hoping to do this, then COVID hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping to do it, then COVID hit. Yeah.
So you grew up in Kenya?
I grew up in Kenya.
In Nairobi?
Mm-hmm. In Parklands, Nairobi. My mom is from Kisii, up in the western part. So pretty much shuffle back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
At what point did you come to the United States?
January, never forget that day. January 1999. January the 6th. Now, in Kenya, when the sun's shining, it's hot, right?
Yeah.
I land January the 6th. Sun's out, nice, sunny.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there in a t-shirt.
Okay, yeah, January 6th. So, yeah, it's winter here.
So.
And you landed in D.C.
Landed in D.C.
Dang, so you really been
I
in
have
D.C.
been in D.C. apart from a stint. I did 6 months in Florida.
So what made, how old were you in 1999, if you don't mind me asking?
I was 24.
Wow. Okay, so let's break this down because I have a question.
Okay.
A lot of people want to come to the States. Mm-hmm. How is it that like some people are able to make it and others are not?
Execution. Get up in the morning, roll your sleeves, get to work because you are going to work.
But no, I'm saying like making it from Kenya to the States.
Like me, what? Like getting a visa?
Yeah. Like logistically, some people I've met are like, it's difficult. It's not easy.
The visa process is actually difficult. You have to prove. You have to prove some. You have to climb hurdles. And I'm assuming it's they don't want to burden the system, or you have to prove that you can take care of yourself. You're not going to be a burden to the United States or something like that.
So do you think in 1999 it was easier?
It was definitely easy.
Okay, so it was easier then than it is now.
Yes.
Was there like an influx of people who were supporting you in this? Like, are your parents here?
My brother was here.
Your brother was here.
The reason why my brother went to Howard.
A smart bison boy.
So,
what made him want to come? So who was the first out of your whole family to come?
My sister was the first. I'm the last one of three. My sister was the first. She parked herself in Philadelphia. My brother was second. And I was that. Right.
What made you guys like, I want to go to America?
Opportunity. I was 24 in Kenya with pretty much not much of an opportunity.
Okay.
So the U.S. gave me much of an opportunity.
Did you go to private or public school?
I went to public school.
In Kenya?
Yes. Lenana High School.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know where that is.
You should find out. You should find out. Best school ever.
The only school I actually went to in Kenya, like physically, was Kenyatta High School for girls.
Oh, Kenya High. Yeah. Kenya High.
Kenya High. Yeah, I think. Yeah. So you went to private school. What? Public school. Public school. You did not go to college in Kenya, though.
No, I did not go to college in Kenya. I did a vocational training. It was a computer class at Griffins or Griffins? I think it was Griffins College in Westlands, yes.
Okay, and what was the trade that you were focusing on?
That was computer. It was like a beginner's course to just computers something.
Okay, just to kind of like computer science.
Like computer science, not quite, because when I went to University of Maryland, I did computer science and it wasn't close.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just a beginner's class to just computer
technical
learning. Let's call it PC 101 for dummies.
Okay, yeah. Like where's the start button?
Make sure it's powered on, right?
Yeah. Okay. So you came over here when you were 24. Your brother was already here.
My brother was already here.
Your sister. What did your sister come to do?
My sister. So here's the story. Let's go from the beginning.
Yeah, we have time.
My mom.
Break it down.
We got time and we got a bottle of cider.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm drinking.
So mom, dad meet in Alaska. They get married in Seattle. They moved to Seattle.
Hold on. Your mom and dad met in Alaska.
Of all the places.
So what were they doing in Alaska?
They go to school.
Okay,
my mom was doing sociology. My dad was.
Your mom is Liberian.
My mom is Kenyan. My dad is Liberian.
And the dad is Liberian.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they met in Alaska.
So they met in Alaska.
Okay.
Moved to Seattle. My sister was born in Seattle. And then they moved to Ohio. My brother was born in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Then the bird bit. They're going to change. My dad became a doctor. He was going to change his native country, which is Liberia. So they moved to Liberia.
That's so noble. That's noble.
Yeah, I get the noble.
I love that for him.
Yeah.
Take your talents back home, you guys.
We're coming. So I was born in Liberia. And then 2 years later, they divorced. My mother moved back to Kenya. My dad moved back to Liberia. To the States.
Okay.
So he moved back to Ohio. And when we turned 18, we all grew up in Kenya. When we turned 18, my sister was the first to come.
What made your mom like, fuck it, I'm going back to Kenya? Like, she didn't.
Marriage is not easy.
Well, no, I'm saying she could divorce him and stay in America.
Liberia? Well, no, I mean, they divorced in Liberia.
Oh, they divorced in Liberia. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
That was what her native
they divorced
so
in Liberia.
She went back home.
What made her not just want to come to the States?
She's never really liked the States. Even visiting, she just comes in for like.
I feel her.
Yeah, she just doesn't like the States.
Okay.
And I guess she gets bored.
No family.
Really, no family, no friends.
Yeah.
There's a difference of living in Kenya where you can just walk down the street and knock somebody's door and say, "Hey, I'm here. Give us some tea." But that doesn't happen.
No, so. I feel so. We'll talk about that later. How I'm feeling right now, being back. It's a lot. It's a lot for me. So then y'all grew up in Kenya,
right?
Did you ever really go back and forth to Liberia, or you just kind of stayed in Kenya?
So when I left Liberia,
that was it.
That was it. So
okay, did your dad come see you in Kenya?
Yes, my dad came to see me in Kenya.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Did he ever say like, "Dang, it's kind of lit over here. I want to stay"? No,
okay.
That just wasn't his vibe.
That wasn't his vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then your sister then is older and it's like, I'm going to go to the States and study.
She went to Alliance High School. As soon as she graduated, she came to the States. Yeah. She went to Philadelphia. She came to Philadelphia.
Was your parents like kind of pushing for that? Like, hey, we went to school in the States. We want you to as well? Or like...
My dad and mom did push that, yes. They did push for good education, and I guess America.
Why do we say America is a good education?
You say it, but then once you get there, you're like, oh my goodness, this is crap. Sorry, can I say crap?
You can say shit. I cuss all day.
All right, okay.
It's shit.
So it's one of those things, you hear about it, but once you experience it, then you actually find out that the American school system is not that
It's the ghetto.
It's not that
I tell
good.
people, they didn't even teach. When I got to Kenya, I did not realize y'all had winters.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't teach us that here.
It's very subjective. It's not a school system that if I had kids, I'd subjective to. So.
You would not put your kids in DC? Well, please don't put your kids in DC public school.
No, I would not. No, I would not. No. I'm taking them to Kissy.
No, for real.
Right.
So at that time though, y'all are thinking like, oh, go, blah, blah, blah. So your sister comes, then your brother comes, then you come.
Mm-hmm.
You said on that day, January 6th, that you came 1999.
Right.
Brittney was 7 years old. You guys.
Yeah. You don't look it.
I was in the second grade. Right. So how was that experience for you as a 24-year-old?
Culture shock. Yes. First of all, the weather, like I say, it was the weather hit you smack in the face. It was straight up winter. And then there is those some culture shock. The food was different. I'm a foodie, I guess. The food was different.
Do you think it was better here or worse?
It was interesting.
Let's touch down on food.
It was interesting. Because
I'm a foodie.
All right.
And I feel like Kenya gives, but like not the way I need it to all the time. But now that I'm here, I do miss the natural foods.
Right.
But also it's just like the flavors for me. Like you being this is the perfect test control dummy, you guys. He's West African and East African.
What?
Whose Thanksgiving are you attending first?
Come to mind.
Kenyan.
My truck, yes. Come on my Thanksgiving, of course.
You don't like Liberian food?
It's not about not liking, it's about not being used to it.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
then,
I guess.
Yeah. So I've not been exposed to it as much.
What are your favorite Kenyan dishes?
Oh, I gotta go with greens. Any kind of greens. I like wild greens. Chinsaga,
Samaki.
I love samaki. Who doesn't love samaki? Right. There is an abundance of fresh greens.
Okay.
Yeah, I love greens.
So when you came here, was it hard for you to find that?
It was hard for me to find that. Yes.
They have a lot of international markets here and stuff.
They do, and I'll tell you what. Back when I came, most of them were Hispanic.
Yeah, that's
Most of them
true.
were Hispanic.
So I went to the international market the other day, and that's true.
Right.
Like, it's very like Middle Eastern, Hispanic.
Those Middle Eastern, Hispanic. Those
yeah,
Indian,
it's hard to find like a lot. The African aisle is like one aisle, and it's African.
It's just one aisle.
Yeah.
Shelf
I was like, damn, the whole continent gets one aisle. God damn.
But that has changed.
Yeah.
I can get West African smoked fish. You can get managu. You can get frozen bitter greens.
So you came here when you were 24. Did you leave a bae at home?
Oh.
Do you remember? Was there anyone like, oh my God, please take me with you, baby?
There was a couple.
Don't go to America without me.
There was a couple. There was a couple. Still like you though. Still like you. You're the one that got away.
Yeah.
There was a couple.
Were you scared?
I was scared shitless, yes.
What were you scared of?
I was scared of... I've always been scared of failure. And in retrospect, asking a 47-year-old now what I thought about then, of course, the answer is going to be a little bit different, but I've never been absolutely scared. You know, I'm going to a new country. As opposed to most of the guys coming in for college at 18 or 19, I was 24. I was already an adult. I was already been in the workforce. You kind of understand the basics of making a living. You kind of understand that you got to pay your bills. You
came here on a visa.
I came in on a visa, an invitation from my dad.
Okay, so invitation from your dad. Yeah. How was the citizenship process?
For me, that was easy because I was petitioned by my dad.
Okay.
Which makes it a lot easier. Once the family petitions you, that makes it a lot easier.
Okay.
Right. So my visa process wasn't bad.
What was the first thing you did when you got here that you remember?
Well, I walked to the store and bought Marlboros.
Gotta get lit.
Gotta smoke that Marlboro. And it was right.
Yeah.
Second thing I did was go to a McDonald's. And
was that your first time?
That was my first time at McDonald's. And I'll tell you what, it's absolutely interesting as a Kenyan that you can refill your own soda. Yeah. Brittney, I drank soda.
You drank so much. You got soda wasted?
Yeah.
Again.
I'm like, I can do it myself. Yeah. Like,
wow.
Yeah. So I bought cigarettes into McDonald's, which is just down the road. You know the McDonald's next to Howard?
Yeah. Oh, right across the street. Ghetto ass McDonald's.
Right. I was on the
across from the bookstore.
Yes.
By the towers.
Yes,
yeah.
I was in the East store. Yeah. That was about it.
Jay, you went straight to the hood.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah.
Were you like, yo, these people are ghetto as fuck? What was your first impression before you came to the United States? Like, what had you kind of heard about African Americans? Because that area that you were in is a not anymore,
right.
But it was a very predominantly African American area.
Right.
So, like, what experience did you have with African Americans before you kind of moved?
All right. So I'm just going to speak for myself.
And this is all honest.
This is all honest.
This is a safe space.
We don't get a lot of literature and a lot of information on Black Americans other than what we see in videos and movies and stuff like that.
Voice of the Hood.
Yeah, I expected to walk down Georgia Avenue and see everybody in Timberlands and bubble jackets and rapping in the street corner and stuff like that. So that's the kind of
vibe you were
exposure that we had.
Yeah.
But it's much different when you live in that area and you
what were some things that surprised you in your interactions with African Americans?
Their love for Africa, their sense of I've always kind of figured out is like this, they want to belong. America never really embraced Black people. Let's call it as it is. And we as humans want to identify with something.
Yeah.
Right? So I feel like the notion of you being African or you're from Africa gives you a sense of belonging because America just never gave any Black people a sense of belonging.
Yeah. But you know what I've always said about the African Americans in DC? They're woke.
They're absolutely woke, yes.
Like African Americans in DC are truly different. And I'm not here to generalize. I'm just saying for the most part, it's different than like the ones in like New Orleans or Atlanta.
Or Memphis.
Or Memphis. Like African Americans here are truly very deeply intellectual regardless of the socioeconomic demographic that they're in. I think because it is the capital, politics is front and center. They're like right here, but I don't know. I just feel like a wokeness.
Yeah, but then DC has always been chocolate city.
Yeah,
it's changing kind of, but DC
kind of.
It's completely changed. It's completely changed.
Yeah.
So it being the majority Black city, so you get to see all walks of life.
Yeah.
And DC is a college town.
Yeah, it is. So many colleges.
A lot of the Black residents of DC are highly educated. They have some really good jobs because of the seat of government, so they have really good federal paying jobs.
Yeah.
So you get to see a different demography of Black Americans in the DC area than you'd see.
Yeah. So you get here, you're 24. What was your first job?
Woo!
How did you make money?
My first job was a security guard.
Okay. Did your parents send you here kind of with like a little cushion?
I had $10 in my pocket.
You what?
I had $10 in my pocket.
$10?
Yeah, $10
God damn. Well, that could probably get you a little far in 1999.
I mean, by the time you do McDonald's at a Paco Marlboro, you go down to like $1.20. So 3 months later, I got my work permit. My first job was a security guard. Actually, it was a temp agency that did a lot of security guard jobs.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, my second posting was a retirement home. In the Sunrise Retirement Home out in Rockville.
Okay.
And the reason why they needed security guards was because the residents would just roll out like in the middle of the night about 4 o'clock in the morning. The alarm would go and Miss.
I mean, older people get real ghetto.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
And Miss Barbara from room 303 just walked out. And she's walking down Bethesda Lane. Go find her. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, okay. Cool. So what was your goal when you came here? Like when you're in Kenya and you're like, I'm gonna go to America and do.
I'm gonna go to America and make as much money as I can. Come back to Kenya and change the world.
That's so sweet.
Still here.
How many years has it been? 23 years. 23. How long did you think you were gonna stay in America before you went back to Kenya?
As long as it took me to graduate and walk down the aisle, say bye to some guys, go to Las Vegas, kick it one more time, and go to Kenya.
Really?
Yes. So
do you feel like you've been here for too long?
I've been here for too long. I don't feel like I know it.
I feel like people get caught up in the matrix, though.
You get caught up in the matrix. You wake up. It's a. Oh, how do I put it? It's. You wake up, go to work, come back, do the same thing the next day. Next thing you know, 20 years have gone by. Yeah. Right. God,
I hate that.
Next year.
But you don't think no one in Kenya feels that way when they're in Kenya?
It's a different vibe. How? This country kind of, it's a, especially if you have, okay, let's talk about careers. Like if you're, I did 23 years in corporate positions. And you blink, 10 years have gone by. It's
a matrix. It's a black hole.
It's a black hole. You cannot get out of it. You can't even. It's you can get out of it, but it's kind of hard to.
So the 29-year-old who goes to work every day, Monday through Friday in Nairobi, and your 29-year-old self who goes to work every day, Monday and Friday in America, what is that difference?
First of all, I'll tell you what, guys. You're in Nairobi right now. Once you get hired, 90 days down the road, you get 4 weeks vacation off the bat. And then we know in Kenya we don't work in December, right? Right here at 29, if you're hired, you get a week after 2 years? So you're working almost 400 or 500 days straight with no time off. Wake up one morning, you're like, God damn it, where'd the white hair come from?
I mean, you get the federal holidays.
Depends.
Yeah, some people don't.
Some people don't.
That's true. Some jobs don't.
Some people don't. Some jobs don't do that.
Yeah.
And it's a meal, like you call it. It's a matrix. You get in there, it's hard to get out. Should have taken the red pill. Is it the red pill or blue pill?
What is the I will go back to Kenya when blank?
That changes year over year.
Every year?
Every year.
What did it start as?
It started as I will go back to Kenya if I have a safety net in Kenya. Then you've got to define what a safety net is.
So let's rewind. What is it that you do?
Interesting. Up until last year, I ran a department. I took care of the DC territory for a service company. DC was my territory. It was a uniform service company. I don't know if that can explain it. It's called Household Centers.
I like that.
Hated it, but anyway, did it for 23 years. Burnt out. I refinanced my house. Took some money out, paid all my bills, said I'm taking a...
Okay, so stop. When did you buy a house? Is it this house?
I bought this house in 2005.
In 2005?
When this place was the hood.
Do you mind me asking how much it was when you bought it?
$278.
Damn! That's good! Oh, you sitting on equity. Oh, this is your game plan to go to Kenya? You can take your equity and dip. Oh, you playing around, y'all. He's not serious. You could take your equity and leave.
I could if I wanted to. But I could if I wanted to. But talking about the metrics and the work thing, I worked 6.5 days.
Okay.
Literally. You got your laptop, you got your iPad, you got your cell phone, you're always on call. Pull some money out, and I think I hit the proverbial glass ceiling. I was not getting as many promotions as I wanted to, and I felt like I was just trying the metrics that we talked about.
That matrix,
and
yeah.
I was always on call, phones ringing every single time. There's a crisis somewhere that needs to be taken care of right away, and I typed my 2 weeks notice, and I had it in my pocket for like 2 months. And one day in a meeting, my boss was like, "This is so cool." So we're having this meeting, and it's a union job, and he's going head to head with the union. And I'm like, "You can't do that." And he's like, "Yes, I can." I'm like, "No, you cannot do that." He's like, "Yes, I can." He's like, "Sit down and shut up." I was like, "Wait, wait a minute." Put my 2 weeks notice, gave it to him, and I walked out.
Does Kenya have unions?
They have, yes, they do actually. What is it? COTU, COTU, Congress of something. Yes, they do have a union.
Okay.
It's like one major one that takes care of a lot of precedent. Like, they pass laws regarding workplace policy, and usually it's adopted.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you felt like you were getting mistreated?
I felt like I was getting mistreated, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I quit.
What was the next for you?
I took a year off.
How'd you maintain?
How did what?
How did you maintain?
I took some money out on my equity, pulled out some money on my equity, and survived on it.
I love that for you, that you became a homeowner. So you bought your house and you said 2003?
2005.
5?
Yes.
And you got here in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 years later, you're a homeowner.
I gotta thank my uncle. Uncle Mario, thank you so much. He was the first. He's like, dude.
He told you to buy a house.
He's like, go to one of the most poorest sections.
Oh my God! When I tell y'all, property in DC is impossible.
Right now, you cannot afford DC.
You cannot afford, even if you have a good job.
You cannot afford DC.
You can't afford DC. You could probably. I'm gonna Google his house when I get home. I'm gonna see what that property value is talking about.
So thank you, Uncle.
You could rent this out for a shitload.
I could if I wanted to. Yeah.
But it's good for you to live here. But you did have to move into the hood. I mean,
you have to move into the hood, and you have to sit it out.
And it's pretty modern in here, so I can tell that you've
I put some work in it.
You put work into it.
I put some work into it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how much you can renovate your own house once you get a bill from a contractor.
I bet.
Google that damn thing. Do it.
I bet. So you were a citizen.
Mm-hmm.
It was easy for. What year did you become a citizen?
I got my green card soon after I came. Actually, I got my permanent residency, which was 2 years. So in 2001, I got my green card. 2007, I got my citizenship.
Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So you just took an equity loan out on the house, Well, not alone, but you took equity
I
out
took
your
equity
house.
out, and
Where did you travel?
I went to Kenya. I did a road trip down to New Orleans. Never been.
How was your first trip back in Kenya?
My first trip back in Kenya was 2004.
How did you feel?
I don't know.
Did you feel different?
No, not yet. Not on my first trip. I was actually excited. My first trip, I was actually excited going home. I was still fresh. I was still, you know, I could still.
Were you sending money home to people?
I sent money to my mom, yes.
To your mom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And some cousins here and there.
Okay.
They may not owe you 10. I give you
to my little boo thing that I throw her a little $20.
Hide the key.
So you were excited. How long did you stay in Nairobi when you went?
So the first time I went back, my mom still worked in Nairobi, so I stayed there for about 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks?
Yeah, and then somewhere along the way, about 2010, my mom retired. Now she's off country. So when I go, I chill in Kisii.
Okay, you go straight to Kisii.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were just kind of traveling here, traveling there.
I was traveling here and there.
What happened after you were done traveling?
Came back and decided what I'm going to do next in my life. So,
what was that?
So to answer the first question, so right now I sell life insurance and health insurance.
Okay.
I work for myself. I work from home.
I mean, you're doing well, honey. It looks pretty plentiful in here to me.
I'll tell you what. Here's my pitch, and most of my other jobs was marketing and sales. But here's my pitch. What's going to happen when you die? Can you imagine that?
I have life insurance.
You have life insurance.
I have my mom, because I lost my job, so my mom took out like 3 policies. I mean, shit, this bitch has issues.
Smart.
Yeah, she was like, "You ain't about to die and cost me no shit." So she took one out on my baby daddy. Like she's not playing about having to pay for anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about that. The transfer of wealth. Like for some communities, when somebody dies, the survivors end up being broke.
Yeah.
And some communities, when somebody dies, the survivors come out actually better.
It's a celebration.
You know,
I get shocked when it baffles me when people die and it's like they left you nothing.
They left you nothing. On top of that, you're gonna have to pay for the funeral expenses. Next thing you know, there's a hospital bill, there's bills here and there. By the time you're dealing with tragedy of somebody passing away, you're dealing with the monetary problem.
Who do you hold responsible if you die though and you're not here to pay your bill? Like if my mom died, I'm not paying her bill.
Next of kin.
I'm not paying her bill.
What you gonna do? The city's gonna take over, right?
That's fucked up.
They're gonna give her a pauper's funeral.
That's not right.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do that. So to protect,
how is life insurance in Kenya that you know right
now? Kenya has a leadership problem. That's my point. And life insurance is a good product. It's who administers it. So I've had a lot of horror stories about life insurance in Kenya that it doesn't pay out in good time and all that stuff. So it's like everything, corruption.
Would you ever be able to go there and bring a solid life insurance company?
No, I thought about that. Yeah, sure. Why not? Sky's the limit, right?
Yeah, send my 10%.
So what are the funeral costs in Kenya? What are the administrative costs in Kenya? We in Kenya don't want to talk about death. Death is taboo. So selling somebody life insurance is like wishing
death on them. Like, dang, why are you trying to kill me early?
Yeah, why are you trying to do that? I mean, death. The talk of death is a taboo, and I get that a lot with my community that I'm trying to sell to right now. Like, man, why are you bringing that shit up, man? I'm going to live forever. 2 days down the road, WhatsApp messages. Oh, let's contribute for so and so. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Get life insurance.
How was the Kenyan community when you pulled up here? Did you find Kenyans? I
did find a lot. DC has a very big Kenyan community.
But you know what's crazy? I went to Howard. I've lived in DC. I've only had one Kenyan friend in America.
Really?
I don't know if maybe I wasn't looking.
You just don't go to the right places.
Yeah, I wasn't looking. But I just have never interacted really with Kenyans in America except for one.
What's his name? What's her name?
Vivian Nadoji.
Vivian. Don't know. But yeah,
but she lives in Atlanta.
She lives in Atlanta's a big. So the Kenyan hub is Minnesota, Minneapolis, Atlanta, Dallas, DC, Maryland suburbs. That's a very big Kenyan community. You just have to go where they go, and we like our nyama choma joints, we like our southern restaurants, we like our hangouts.
Okay, so you came here and you did meet a lot of Kenyans here.
I did meet a lot of Kenyans, actually, yes.
You came here in 99, though, so that's like before Facebook groups and stuff. Like,
that was before Facebook, that was before
Bumble.
Before cell phone.
Yeah, like, what did you kind of like, just like,
yeah.
I can see his face. I know he's Kenyan. Come here. Like, how did you, like, kind of magnet towards each other? Because I know, like, in Nairobi, I found my tribe, my African Americans, through Facebook.
Okay.
I don't know if we would have ran into each other as plentiful, just running into each other organically. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So how did that happen for you organically?
I had my brother here, and my brother already had an established network. And most of the schools had, like when I went to community college in Anne Arundel, most of them had a little. So just back up just a little bit. Americans, you have fraternities and
sororities.
We don't have that.
Yeah.
So we have these little debate clubs, and when I was in college in Arundel County, there was an African group.
Okay.
It wasn't a sorority or whatever. It was just a bunch of Africans.
Yeah.
So good to know them. And word of mouth. Next thing you know, somebody's having a party, or it's Memorial Day, and we go to Kenyan's house, meet somebody else there. Next thing you know,
I feel the vibe.
Yeah.
I feel that. And you said that your dream was always to return back to Kenya.
Every Kenyan I've talked to, very few do not want to go back home.
Don't want to go back home?
Yes, very few.
Why?
There's some who don't want to go back home. I mean, it depends.
Yeah.
It depends. I'd wager to you, would you come back to America?
No.
Why not?
I'm here to find a remote job and dip. Swear to God. I'm here to find a remote job and dip.
Can you sell insurance?
That's it. Yeah, I can sell anything. I can sell.
Get a laptop and Wi-Fi and good.
I have laptop and a Wi-Fi. I've been applying to digital marketing jobs, but I do not want to live here. I am having like imposter syndrome right now being here. I'm transitioning out of being in Africa for 1.5 years.
Okay.
So this sounds so fucked up, you guys. I was disgusted. There's so many fat people. I have not been around like just mad fat people. Isn't there a lot of fat people?
Yes, there is.
It's hella fat people.
Yes,
so I was at Texas Roadhouse the other day, and I was like, yo, I cannot believe everybody in here is this fat. Like, no.
So I was watching.
What the fuck?
I was watching a show on air disasters, and a plane went down, and they found out it was overloaded, right? It was overloaded. And the way they calculate the weight at takeoff is by averaging what the human would weigh. And they were using data from 1970s.
Yeah.
Only to figure out that the average weight
in America,
not 100s anymore, it's 200 something.
Yeah.
So this plane was overloaded.
I'm sure. Motherfuckers are fat. even when I was just riding around, because like, no, I have been like, that's what I'm stressed, honestly. I'm stressed. Can you feel the energy?
I can feel the energy.
I'm at my sister's house. I have been in Nairobi for 1 year, Ghana for 6 months. I'm at my sister's house. She has 2 boys. I opened her pantry. All the things that are very expensive in Nairobi, Cheez-Its, sugary cereals, certain cookies, Ben & Jerry's, are just like overloaded in her refrigerator.
The food in America sucks.
It's so bad for you.
It just makes it's so bad for you. It just makes you add weight.
Yeah.
You gotta know what you're eating. You gotta know what you're
eating. You have to consciously go out of your way not to eat what's available, what's easily available. But it's like these things are so easily available, and they're cheap.
I tell you what, Brittney, you're a single parent, 3 kids. Let's just give you a number. Making a certain amount of money, and you're struggling to make ends meet, which is pretty much a big chunk of America, right?
Yeah.
And
that's half of us. 75% of us.
All right. So a salad at the grocery store will cost you $7.99.
Yeah.
For $7.99
for one serving.
For one serving of a salad, that's not gonna be it's not gonna satisfy you. You want something more, right? Go down to McDonald's or go down to Popeyes. $8 will get you like a whole
family bucket.
Family bucket of chicken.
Yeah.
That is not good for you.
No.
But it's
logistics.
It's logistics.
That's
why I haven't gotten in the book.
Easy Mac versus fruit. Oh my God.
Are you gonna feed a family of 4 with a salad? No.
Because let me tell you.
A bucket of chicken.
Let me tell you, I went to the farmer's market.
Mm-hmm.
So here, y'all, the regular shit you would just buy off the street in Nairobi. Here, it's a farmer's market. Mm-hmm. That's on the weekends. And you go there. And it's like a very nice, like...
Right. It's a trip.
It's a bougie trip.
Yeah. It's
to go get vegetables, y'all. Regular vegetables, okay?
Something that grows wild.
You can't just get fresh vegetables on the street. So I'm like, let me go to the farmer's market. Like, these Walmart veggies are like not giving.
Let me leave large.
Yeah. I went to the farmer's market. I got like 10 apples, 2 tomatoes, 2 green peppers, and a red pepper. And it was $20.
There you go. So eating healthy is expensive.
I was like, excuse me?
Yeah.
And she's like, $20. And I was like...
When I got hypertensive, and when I got hypertensive, I decided 90% of what I eat, I cook. Simple as that. I just gotta know what's in my food. Right? So,
but it's more expensive to cook at home.
No, it's not.
I think sometimes, depending on what you're cooking, like, so say you buy all the groceries for lasagna,
okay,
versus just getting Stouffer's.
Well, yeah, but then Stouffer's is not food. Come on.
Well, I'm saying it's cheaper to buy those things. That's my point.
It's cheaper to buy that.
So even just to make a conscious effort, or like, say the rotisserie chickens versus you like buying the whole chicken, the ingredients to get the chicken, buying the rotisserie maker versus just buying that store-made high-salt rotisserie chicken.
True. Makes a difference, but I've always questioned, why is it cheap?
Yeah.
There's going to be a reason why it's cheap.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to eat right, you got to spend some money.
Yeah.
The couple things you can do, the couple things you can do is to kind of tweak it. If you're going to make meatballs, add more breadcrumbing.
Yeah.
If you're going to just don't do the straight up meat.
Have you ever used welfare?
No.
Here, at no point.
No.
That's good. Have you been afraid to? Was there ever a time where you needed it, but you were just like...
There are probably times I could have used it, but that's the motivation that gets you out there. If I put it right, if I have to go on welfare, there's something absolutely wrong.
I hopped my black ass straight on food stamps when I got here.
I would.
Only because it's available to me and I'm looking for a job. So I'm like, if I qualify, I'm going to take it.
I believe in the power of welfare. Welfare is there. If I'm able to get out of bed more, I would go out there and pay my taxes so somebody else who actually needs it uses the welfare.
But we could both get it.
We can both get it.
You can get it and I'll get it.
I gotta say,
it's a vibe.
I've been in a position where I didn't have to use it. There are times I could have used it. There are times, of course, you know life. Sometimes life throws you a combo. Sometimes you go hungry. Yeah.
You don't have kids?
No kids.
Why?
Blanks.
I feel that.
There could be one out there. I don't know.
Okay. No, I feel that.
Find me. But yeah, no kids.
If you're looking familiar... Oh, my... Is it DJ Enra? Hold on. How old is DJ Enra? I'm just kidding. How did you meet your wife?
Nicole was in Kenya for the Peace Corps.
Wow. You met her in Kenya.
We didn't meet in Kenya. We met through mutual friends.
Okay, so disclaimer, you're in an interracial relationship.
I'm in an interracial relationship.
Yes, which is love is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
You guys met in...
We met through mutual friends.
Okay.
She was in Kenya for 2 years, came back to the DC area. I was working in the DC area and...
Naturally kind of gravitated towards the Kenyan vibe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do for myself. Yeah, I'm looking for to build a Kenyan American community.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to meet more Kenyans, because I can relate.
Should have been with me last night. kind of overdid it, but yeah.
You didn't invite me.
Well, we're going to take it to Swahili, right?
Yeah, I want to go to Swahili Village very badly. Y'all, that's a vlog in itself. Because when I was looking at the menu, I was like, this is not it.
So you're right. So Swahili, right next to Swahili, is a place called Fields that actually is also Kenyan.
Yeah. Please introduce me to the Kenyan community here.
I will.
So she was integrated in the Kenyan community. She had worked Peace Corps in Kenya. Right. What part of Kenya?
Nakuru.
Oh, I love Nakuru.
Yeah. You love Nakuru?
I love Nakuru.
What about Nakuru?
It's just very slow but peaceful. I love the peaceful vibe. Okay. Yeah, Naivasha, Nakuru, those are all like my speed. Kisumu.
I like it.
You don't always want to do Nairobi.
Nairobi, I would never live in Nairobi.
Do you have land in Kenya?
I have land in Kenya.
Where?
Sotik. Sotik is kind of a little bit west of Kericho. Are you familiar with Kericho?
Kalusha? Kericho, no.
Tea factories, tea farming.
That's like by Eldoret.
Not quite.
Like above Kisumu.
Yeah, kind of.
I feel like I've heard of it. It's above Kisumu.
Yes.
So what other places in East Africa have you visited? Uganda,
Tanzania, Ethiopia, Egypt. No, Egypt is not East Africa.
You want to come say hi? No? Oh, you're shy?
She does not want to be.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
You can edit that off, right?
Well, yeah, I can edit it. I can totally edit it. Hold on, let me stop it so I can remember. Do you ever see, what is your game plan as far as you leaving or children in your future? Do you ever see yourself, like, are you one of those people who, you said you have the land up above Kisumu, in what city?
In Sotik.
Sotik. Do you see yourself, like, building that home?
I do see myself building that home. More importantly, of late, I do see myself building that home. I see myself moving the logistics of moving to Kenya, and we can spill and say it's like excuses and putting roadblocks because I can get up and go, right? I can put the house up for sale, get on the plane, just go. But as a human, I keep giving myself the mental blocks, like, oh, this has to be perfect. I need my house set. I need a rancher where when I grow old, I don't have to go up downstairs. I need a bathroom. I need a hot water for showers and whatever. So it's just mental blocks. Yes, I see myself moving. I don't know when. I don't know.
Do you think that there's a chance that you're never going to move back?
Probably. It's been what? Next year, January the 7th, I would have been here longer than I've been alive.
Then you've been there?
Yes.
When's the last time you went to Kenya?
I go to Kenya every year.
December?
February. I go in February.
Why February?
It's cooler, it's cheaper, and it's less crowded. I don't do the December thing because everybody's in Kenya in December. Traffic is a nightmare already. It's cheaper in February. My tickets are $800 as opposed to $1,500 or $2,500.
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
When you go, you stay with your mom?
I stay with my mom.
Okay.
I stay with my mom on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, I go back to Nairobi, kick it with my boys.
Yeah.
Then I do not want to be around on Saturday. My mom is very, very religious. And I hate church.
Okay. So. Do you ever have people asking you to invite them here? Mm-hmm. How does that go? Is that like an awkward feeling?
It's no, it's not an awkward feeling. If I can do it, I do it. If it's genuine, I do it.
Is there like a limit on how many people you can invite?
I don't think there is.
So I have somebody who asked me, this guy that I'm like kind of friends with, and he's like, can you invite me? I'm trying to like do business out in America. I have a business in Kenya. It's successful. I want to branch out to America. Can you invite me? And I'll just give you like shares in my business. Like,
are they coming to visit or move?
They want to visit, build relationships, and then eventually move.
Yeah. Okay. So,
how many people have you invited?
About 4.
4?
Yeah.
If you could do it all over again, where do you see yourself if you never would have came?
I see myself in Kisii with probably 2 or 3 wives and about 20-something kids.
Are you ever like, dang, that could have been a vibe?
That could have been a vibe. Hey, who knows? I mean,
yeah.
Dealing with 3 grown people is a headache. So yeah, why not?
Do you see what like entrepreneurship opportunities do you manifest for yourself in Kenya? Or are you ever like, I would love to do this in Kenya? like, or bring this to Kenya?
Farming, I would love to farm. I'd love to farm. I would open a restaurant that's farm to table, like straight up farm to table, like control every single aspect of whatever is on that menu.
Okay.
Like from the chicken to the beef to the veggies to whatever, like whatever you're gonna get on that menu has been grown right behind, and you can see the process.
You know, they have a place like that called Kasiva. So it's not 100%.
It's all 100%.
Yeah, it's not 100%, but it's very like farm to table.
It's very farm to table. Like, so here's this. Kind of like go to Alaska and order tilapia. Why would you do that? You know what I mean? Yeah, like why order farm fresh salad in Alaska? Like why go to Kenya and order salmon? I would, and of course your menu is going to change according to seasons. In January, there's a lot of tomatoes. Some my salads are going to be heavy on tomatoes, and then some along the way there's going to be potatoes. So a menu that changes with what you want. That's probably what I would do.
Do you know a lot of Ugandans and Tanzanians who are out here?
Yes, I do.
What do you do when you miss home?
I cook.
You cook.
Yeah.
Does your wife love chapati?
She does love chapati. Actually, she makes better chapati than I do.
Really? Oh, that's a vibe.
Yeah.
That's really a vibe. Does she go with you when you go in February?
Nope. She hates Kenya.
Does she? Why does she hate Kenya?
She lived there for 2 years. She doesn't like Kenya.
She's just over it. What didn't she like about it?
I can't quite put a finger on it. But her being in Kenya as a Peace Corps volunteer was not a fun trip. So her memory of Kenya was not what would draw you back, and she would rather go somewhere else. Right?
Do you guys plan on having kids? No. You know, I feel that vibe. You know, I honestly, I'm not one of those like, oh my God, you need to have kids. Like,
I'm
done.
I'm 47. At this particular point, probably adopt if I really have to.
Would you adopt a Kenyan?
I would adopt a Kenyan in a habit. Yes. I would adopt a Kenyan in a habit.
That's sweet.
Yes.
I'm definitely feeling a favoritism for Kenya over Liberia, but it's okay.
Well, yeah, sorry, Liberia, but yeah, Kenya's on my heart.
I feel that vibe.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm excited for you to introduce me to the Kenyan culture, the Kenyan American community here. I'm here until like December.
Okay.
But I'm just also, if I don't find the right remote job, I'm going to be here longer. I'm not returning back until I have a remote job.
Okay.
That is like feasible for me to work. I wanted to open a business in Kenya, but the capital is the problem.
Capital is the problem. Okay, so what kind of business are you trying to open?
A soul food restaurant.
Soul food restaurant. Ooh, nice.
Black American soul food.
So cool.
Yeah.
Black eyed peas.
Yeah, collard greens,
okra,
macaroni and cheese.
I saw the video.
Fried chicken,
I saw a video of you doing the
chicken
macaroni
and waffles.
cheese.
Yeah, I love to cook.
Right.
I love to cook Southern food. I just made shrimp and gravy the other day on grits. I can make homemade biscuits.
Have you tried crowdfunding, crowdsourcing?
I haven't tried that. Okay. I don't know. I'm waiting. I feel like God is about to bless me with money.
Yeah.
I've been feeling like a lump sum is coming, so I'm just kind of like vibing, kind of just seeing what happens. But no, I've never crowdfunded because I don't really think it would even be enough to.
It would, yeah. Crowdfunding would be. I mean, you have a big network in Kenya, right? You have a big network of expats.
I wouldn't say big, but and you know, most of us who are expats there, they be broke. They're not broke, but they're not
flash.
Yeah, if you're not going there and making dollars, or you have hella dollars saved up. It's a dub.
But how much capital?
I don't want to start a business without at least $50,000. I want to open right, strong. Okay. You know.
And is there a soul food restaurant again? Not I've heard of.
Not really. There's a Joe's Atlanta Wings, which is like a dub. It's not like a Black American soul food now.
Okay. So the hang up is capital, which is big in Kenya, right? Investors are a lot.
I mean, that's a big problem. It's hard for people to open businesses in America, like restaurants, without capital.
It's hard to do that without capital, and then when you start bringing in investors, and all of a sudden you lose your vision because you have to think of everybody else's vision. Yeah. So I that's probably one of my hang-ups of not opening up a restaurant, especially a restaurant, because you're gonna get 5 different ideas on what you should do as opposed to what you want to do.
Have you ever wanted to do like a Swahili village, which is this big Kenyan restaurant here?
I have dabbled in that. I thought about that, but no, I don't want to do that.
No. Why?
Restaurants in America are not the profit margin of a restaurant. The profit margin in America with the time you put in is not worth it.
I think that also in America, it's just too many options sometimes.
There's too many options, especially maybe somewhere else. If I move to Memphis, if I move to Tennessee, somewhere that has no African restaurant.
Yeah.
Like in DC, 5 minutes down the street, they're opening up another one.
Yeah.
Like I'll be walking down.
People are always looking for that new.
People always looking for that.
In America, it's like we get bored so easily.
Yes, I've thought about that. The cost benefit is not. It's not something.
It's not it.
No.
What is something that you would tell someone who is working hard to come to America today from Kenya? To like prepare for, or to what would have made your life adjusting here easier?
Take the notion of what America is, flip it 180. That's what it is. It's not what you depict it to be. Back in my old days when I managed a bunch of guys, your income is directly proportional to how much time you put in. Simple as that. You work 40 hours a week, you're going to make 40 hours a week worth of money. You work 80, you're going to make 80.
And it's not like that in Nairobi?
No, it's not.
Is overtime a thing there?
Not that I've had of me.
I was about to say, I don't know nobody in Nairobi who's like, dang, I just got overtime.
I know what, like you clock in at 8 o'clock, by 4 o'clock, you know.
Yeah.
Weekends normally, most of your business, there's some jobs on the weekend, but not the majority. America's a 24-hour economy. You're going to work 24 hours.
Yeah.
There's always going to be something to do. You are going to work. You're going to make money.
If you want to make the money, it's there to be made, but there's an expense.
There's something that comes with it.
Do you feel aged?
I feel aged, yes.
When you go to Kenya and you see cousins your age, do you feel like more time?
My goodness, my cousins have grandkids.
They have grandkids?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
My cousins have grandkids, and some of my friends, I'm like, they're 5 minutes away from becoming grandfathers. So.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I feel aged. I'm getting.
Are you a dual citizen?
No.
You renounced your citizenship.
So I was as a Liberian citizen, and I had to renounce my Liberian citizenship.
So you're not a Kenyan citizen.
I am not a Kenyan
So
citizen.
you would have to deal with that when you go home.
I do have to buy my visa when I go.
Wow.
The Kenyan constitution before they changed it was you claim your father's nationality. So I had to claim even if I lived in Kenya since I was 2 to 18 or to 24, I left in 24, I was not a Kenyan until they changed the constitution. It was a very patriotical constitution that just got changed.
So when you did get your citizenship here, it was through Liberia.
It was through Liberia, yes.
Which I feel like is kind of easier because...
It was a lot easier because Liberia was a protectorate.
Yeah, so that's kind of what made it easy.
Yeah, that made it easy for me.
Have you met some Kenyans who are having issues gaining citizenship, even though... Yeah?
Yes. Anything you do, DUIs, felonies, misdemeanors, whatever, they take that into consideration before they give you citizenship. So it's hard. Is
it true that having a baby is kind of like securing the bag?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. It is true. Getting a baby anything to do with family petition. Father, mother, child is a shoe-in. Getting married, that's a shoe-in. Most of the guys, if your kid turns 18, they can petition for you. A lot of my friends got their citizenship through the kids.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it's.
Well, I'm excited for you to take me to Swahili Village.
We're gonna go to Swahili Village.
The Kenyan night scene here, what is it like? Because Nairobi is sickening.
Nairobi's night scene is another level.
I got caught up in the Matrix. But DC's nightlife is kind of boring.
DC's nightlife has got nothing on Nairobi nightlife. Nothing. Let's just call it as it is.
That's why I'm literally like, there's no point in me even going out. Because I don't even like to turn up until like 1.
I tell you what, I get my cigar, get my whiskey, sit in my backyard. I have more fun in my neighborhood.
Probably. Yeah. Seriously, swear to God. And then like I tried to tell them like the cops are waiting for you outside the club here. Yeah. It's a setup for trouble sometimes. Yeah.
But Nairobi is.
So is there like Kenyan clubs here?
There is. Should have been waiting yesterday. Should have called you yesterday. I went out to.
What do they call?
There's a place called Fields. There's a place called Hakuna Matata. Kenyan DJs.
I saw Hakuna Matata online. And I was like,
There's one open in 5 minutes from my house. So, yeah.
That's a vibe. I'm gonna
So
pull
we'll take
up. I'm gonna pull up.
I'll take you to the Kenyan places. And you'll see a different
Take
vibe.
me to Hakuna Matata.
It is not going to be Westlands. It's not going to be Hurlingham. It's not going to be Kileleshwa.
But you know...
Where do you live in Nairobi?
I've lived everywhere. I've lived off Gong, across from the racetrack.
Okay.
I've lived in the Parklands. I've lived in Jamhuri. I've lived in Donham. I've lived everywhere.
Okay.
I'm a nomad.
What was your favorite place?
Off Gong, across from the racetrack.
Uh-huh.
The location was really good there. Casamia off Gong was my other one. Kilimani. I've been all over Nairobi.
I love Kilimani.
But you know, I've been to ghetto ass clubs in Nairobi, and I love them all.
Like which one?
Loft.
Oh. So what do you call it?
I've been to a really shady ass strip club. I forgot what it was called, but y'all know what I was talking about. I said it. Letty's, Lido's.
Lido's. You've been to Lido's?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing in Lido's? Are you doing a show in Lido's? How the hell do I have? It was a legend.
It was a wild night. I was so fucked up. I was so fucked up, and I was with my homeboy. And like, I was just, you know how you be so fucked, you don't even know what's going on. So like, I woke up at 6 a.m, and like, I was in Lido's.
Oh my.
And I was like, yo, where am I, bro? And he was like, you good? Security here? Like, you good? Because I had my laptop in my backpack, so I was like, and he was like, you good? Right. So yeah, I was in Lido's.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's gonna be the green room after the show. Some of you guys are too young for this.
I'm good at all hoods. So, you know, I'm comfortable. I'm not like bougie, super bougie. So are these places like high end or like...
You mean the places in DC? Some of them are high end, some of them are hole in the walls.
I love it. I love them all. You have to be able to vibe everywhere.
Yeah, you have to be able to vibe everywhere, and we like hole in the walls.
I love hole in the wall. Like nobody wants a bougie time every time.
I like a place where
you gotta spice it up.
When you order a double, they don't even measure; they just pour.
Do they have Tuskers here?
Yes, they do.
They do.
They do.
Okay.
Actually, Whole Foods used to carry Tusker, but the places I go to have Tuskers. Yes.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, Tusker, samosa, sausages, but you're gonna pay an arm and a leg for that. You're gonna pay an arm and a leg.
It's expensive here. How much?
Oh, the samosas are like what, $15 for two?
I know you fucking lying.
I ain't lying.
When I looked at
the menus.
When I looked at Swahili Village and I just saw Nyama Choma and it was like $30.
Yep. Swahili Village is kind of pricey. It's kind of a high end. Kind of high end. 3,000 shillings, 3,500 shillings for some Nyama Choma. That has not.
That's my whole bill after the sides and multiple shots. That's crazy.
Yeah, the kind of
I think the chapati side was like $5 for chapati.
Yeah, the $5. Yeah. Tilapia.
You mean 5 cents?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's
they're kind of pricey.
America. Well, I'm excited. You guys will see him again. You have your radio show.
So I do have my show, Just Cook PC. It was a passion. You know how it is.
Yeah.
You're on YouTube.
But I love that for you.
Yeah.
Why don't you do YouTube?
I do YouTube.
You guys are on YouTube. Okay, I thought it was like podcast.
No, I do
audio.
I do on YouTube.
Okay. Mm-hmm. How did you find me on YouTube?
I was suggested by somebody.
Oh, that's a vibe.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, you need to check this show out. So I do watch a lot of shows on YouTube, and somebody suggested yours.
Who are your favorites?
Ooh. Okay. I go by region. Kenya is actually you're getting there. I like your shows. You're getting there. I like your shows.
Getting there? I'm supposed to be there.
As soon as you post mine, then you're there. There's Chef Johnny, who's pretty cool. Pick on a Wretch is actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen her. There is a guy.
I don't watch YouTube.
You don't watch YouTube? You have a YouTube channel? You don't watch YouTube?
No, I don't.
Why is it?
I'm an overthinker. So
you're one of those.
Yeah, I'm an overthinker. So I don't
Jesus
now,
Christ.
especially now that I do YouTube, I don't really watch like other Kenyan YouTubers because I don't want to like compare myself and stuff. So like I interviewed Miss Trudy, African Tigress. I really don't be watching their stuff. I just vibe.
That's pretty cool, actually, because you get your vibe. You don't have a preset.
I don't want to start getting like YouTube insecure, like competition with an imaginary competition. Like so, I'm just like I'm gonna just do what I feel like doing.
I can see that because I watch a lot and I tweak my shows because of that.
Yeah, but you can't.
No.
Yeah, because that's not your destiny.
But then, how would you learn and grow?
Based off of the feedback from my followers. I listen to y'all, not what other people say.
But you have a unique niche. You're not dealing with as many channels as I'm dealing with.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm dealing with millions and millions of channels. Why would somebody watch mine?
Yeah.
I have to be really good at editing and content, and not saying that you don't have to have good content, but your content is pretty unique. Actually, I find it very unique.
There's a niche.
There's a niche. Yeah, I like yours.
Yeah, it's been a vibe.
Maybe I'm doing the wrong thing.
I just like the grassroots feel of it.
Yeah.
Like, I really like being in the streets, like talking to people. Like, I'm in your house right now, drinking your cider and your water. You know what I'm saying? I'm in your kitchen. Like, the grassroots aspect is what keeps me like grounded, and then the direct feedback from people.
Very good.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep doing what you're doing. Fantastic.
Yeah, we're going to support his channel. We're going to support my channel. So if you're watching this, make sure that you like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Vibe. If you're in DC and you don't know him, and you're Kenyan or Liberian or Ghanaian, African, whatever, you're going to follow him, reach out to him. You're going to reach out to me. You're going to give us suggestions. All my fellow Nairobians who have questions for him, we're going to leave them in the comments. And how can they support you?
Just watch my shows. Hey man, spread the word.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. Then some of our content is mostly. Some of my content is mostly what I feel like somebody wants to see. I think more of the support would come with what do you want to see.
Yeah.
Like, hey man,
that's the biggest thing. It's just talking to them. Like, what do you want to see?
Connecting with them.
Somebody was like, we want to see life for African Americans, and I'm like, oh damn. What should I do? Like, because every African American lives a different life.
It's you cannot. There's no script in life. My household is different from down the street.
Yeah,
we could have the same.
The other Kenyan Americans.
Yeah, growing up in Kenya, love everything, but it's different. My life is absolutely different. My trajectory was different from everybody else's. You cannot write a script and say this is how it is, but my experience is absolutely different. Like somebody somewhere will be like, man, America is the best place ever. I'm sitting there going like, man, fuck
this shit ghetto. Yeah.
So
the way that I did, like, oh my god, I'm in Kibera. Like, what would be the equivalent to like me going to Kibera, but like here in DMV? Baltimore? Oh hell no.
Get yourself in Baltimore, and I'll tell you what, I will go with you.
Yeah, listen, I was about to say, we can go to Baltimore. I ain't going to Baltimore by myself. I thought you were about to say like somewhere in DC. Baltimore is the gutter.
Baltimore is.
Oh my god.
I'll tell you what, Baltimore is Baltimore.
Let's go to Baltimore.
Let's go to Baltimore.
I see your little pounder. Your African pounder over there.
It's just a mystic.
I like that. Okay, so I will be over for you to cook for me.
Yes, you will. You should come on in.
I'll bring an African American side.
Come on over.
I'll bring the candied yams and the mac and cheese.
I'll tell you what. You want to meet some Kenyans in? One of my best friends, Elia. Hey, Elia's coming by on Saturday.
Okay.
Elia is half Russian.
This Saturday.
Half Kenyan.
Wow. Okay, so I need you to hook me up with people who want to interview.
Elia has a different perspective.
I was gonna say. No, I'm so serious. I'm gonna put you on.
Come on Saturday.
Yeah, put me on. I'll put you on.
All right. Saturday it is. Boom.
When are you gonna put me on your platform?
So if you come on Saturday, okay, I tell you what, I do a cocktail. Would you rather a cocktail or a meal?
Or both. Thank you.
Overachiever, overthinker. Well, I'm pretty open. I work for myself, so when you're free.
I'll be here on Saturday. Let me know.
Saturday we'll have.
I want to be on your platform.
It'll be on my platform.
So we can do that like any time because I'm unemployed.
Me too.
Let me say self-employed.
Self-employed.
Because YouTube is a job.
All right. So next show is you are coming here and we are gonna cook and we are gonna make a cocktail.
Okay.
That's what I do.
That's a vibe.
That's a deal.
Do you drink dawas here?
Actually, I made dawa. Yeah. I made one of my cocktails. One of my very first cocktail video was dawa.
That's my favorite cocktail.
Is that?
I love a dawa with Tito's. I make that at my house.
You make it with Tito's?
I make it with Tito's.
I do it Kettle One. Hey man, I'm bougie.
I was about to excuse me, Mr. Kettle One. Okay, that's a vibe.
I mean, if you're gonna make it right.
I used to make them with Absolute.
That gives me a headache.
You know what has really one thing I am happy about being home, the fucking liquor and the wine. It's too expensive there.
Yes, it's expensive.
Wine is so expensive.
Wine's a good thing you can do.
You.
Well, I'll drink my stock.
Wine is somebody needs a good winery.
I was watching some lady who just got a license to import Sonoma wines.
From California.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I went to Willamette for 2 weeks. I'm a Pinot Noir drinker.
Pinot?
So I went to Willamette, and it was so nice. South African wine doesn't really hit for me.
It doesn't hit for me too.
Yeah, and they have that in Kenya, but I feel like Kenyans don't know real wine.
That hasn't hit yet. The wine, I tell you what, what Kenyans really discover wine. Wine is, you see the wine rack?
Yeah, I love that it's on the wall.
It's on the wall.
Your house is cool as fuck. This is a great space for entertaining.
That wine rack was my original
island.
Yeah.
I'm loving this. Yeah. This is super cute. You definitely have a great space for entertaining. A cute dog. This is Do you feel like you're living the American dream?
Yes, I am living the American dream. American dream is exactly what you make it. Come on. I'm living the American dream regardless. Yeah.
I love that for you, King.
Oh yeah, I live the American dream. I am how do we put it? I enjoy life.
Don't want to waste my days. I want to spend them on enjoyment.
I enjoy life.
You know that song?
Yes. I enjoy life.
You know, when I came here, I'm listening to the radio and I'm like, yo, these songs are hella ghetto. Afrobeats is real, like, not really ghetto.
Afrobeats is not
It can
ghetto.
be trifling, but it's not ghetto. You get what I'm saying?
It's not ghetto, the Nigerian.
There's not cussing. Yeah, they're not cussing, but like here, I was like, yo, this is actually mad vulgar.
How'd you like
a lot of the rap?
How'd you like the Kenyan music scene?
I met Fena.
Who's that?
Fena. She's a really popular Kenyan artist. She's like really, her and Sante Soul are like the only artists that I really listen to as far as Kenyan music.
You don't listen to Wahoo?
I may have heard it, but I don't. Mostly, all the places I went to in Kenya play Afrobeat or Amapiano.
Yes, and that is a great service.
So at these spots that you're going to take me, they play Kenyan music?
If you ask the DJ nicely, play Kenyan music. Mostly.
Well, I'm excited to navigate.
They're gonna play what everybody else is dancing to, which is Afrobeat.
Afrobeat.
But Kenyan, I mean, a lot of Kenyan artists come by. Otile Brown was here the other day.
Wow, he was in here.
He was here Saturday.
Okay.
So yeah, if you ask the DJ nicely, they'll play some Kenyan.
Please. And I feel that vibe.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for having me in your wonderful home.
Thank you for having me.
I'm very happy that you're living here.
And
that you feel like you're living the dream, y'all. He smells good. He looks nice. He has a home here in Washington, D.C. that I know he is cashing out on, y'all.
Oh, I'm going to cash on it.
Yeah, this is a good home. Right. And the area is nice. He's very smart, so he did it right. Washington, D.C. ain't cheap. Y'all, it's really not.
No, it's
so
not.
yeah, he's got his wristband on, so he's repping for y'all hard. Ask any questions. I'm gonna put his information, and I love each and every single one of you guys. So let me know what it is you want to see, and I will see you next time with my next Kenyan American.
Thank you so much.